Point number 3. Living a rock-solid life, suffering is not an option. But rejoice inasmuch as you participate in the sufferings of Christ, so that you may be overjoyed when his glory is revealed. 1 Peter 4:13. Do not be surprised at the fiery ordeal that has come to you. Don't be shocked when you suffer. It's going to happen. The enemy doesn't come after those that don't have a purpose. You have a purpose. Amen. Wayne said this morning, suffering's going to happen, but we don't invite it. We don't celebrate it. It's there, but it's not something we're going to celebrate. I'm not going to celebrate, but it's going to happen. Suffering happens. Everybody in this room is suffering. I believe we miss this today. When we see people in the church that are under attack, we say things like, "He must not be living right. Look what's happening in his life. Wow, his wife left him. He must have been doing it." We call it out. People come under attack and the church gangs up on them and calls out their suffering. We flipped it around at some point. Peter's writing thousands of years ago, rejoice when suffering comes upon you. And today it's flipped into our culture where everybody gets a ribbon that if you're suffering, something must be wrong in your life. Your suffering does not your identity is not tied up in your suffering, okay? So when you suffer, it's not because of something you've done. Now, we do suffer, and he says, if you've sinned, if these things are happening, you're suffering. That's not what he's talking about. If you murdered somebody, if you meddled, whatever it would be, that's not what he's talking about. When we suffer, though, and we miss it, we call it out and we talk about them. I had two or three different people come to me with the same gossip story about a pastor that I know in another town a couple of weeks ago, and it was a story, and they had it all wrong. They had the name of the church right, but they had the wrong state and the wrong person. But we do that. We see other pastors, we see other people in church, we see people get elevated to these things, and then something happens and they fall off, and we love to watch it in this society. It's almost like the arenas. We throw them all down there and we watch to see what happens, and they're leading the public life. Oh my gosh, somebody else failed. And we call it out, and you read all the articles about it. Guys, we've missed it today. When was the last time you suffered because of your walk with Christ?